Siemaneczko, witam w kolejnym odcinku z Alana Wake'a. Jesteśmy na komisariacie. W ostatnim odcinku zakończyliśmy. Jestem po tym całym wypadku. Zbadaj. O, mogę zbadać jego rybkę.
I'm sorry you had to cut your morning fishing short for this, Doc.
Oh, she's a beauty, ain't she? Not the biggest I ever caught, if you can believe that coming from an old fisherman like me, but she's right up there. Now, she's a largemouth bass, which is what you're after if you prefer a lure. Now, if you want either trout or salmon, on the other hand, then it's fly fishing for you. You a fishing man, Mr. Wake? Oh, doesn't really matter, I suppose. But it can be very relaxing out there. You can't get me off the water this time of year. Closest thing to heaven.
I'll take your word for it, Doc.
No. On jest wędkarzem, okej. No niestety, no ściągnąłem tutaj pana, znaczy no nie ja w sumie. No już idę do tej pani. Ktoś tam trąbi w ogóle za tym oknem gdzieś. Sheriff. To jaką w ogóle tą jeździ? Furgonetką. Zostaw lajeczkę, zostaw komentarzyk, subskrypcję, jeśli się podoba. Lećmy dalej z tematem. Ej, to znowu ona?
Thank you for testing the lights, Miss Weaver. Everything seems to be fine.
I don't have the luxury of being complacent, Deputy Grant. The bulbs will need changing soon. You can't change them in the dark.
I'll be sure to take care of it, Miss Weaver. Have a nice day now.
Co?
Very good.
Co ona ma z tym światłem?
To remind you, just in case.
Ty jesteś normalna? Halo?
Mr. Wake, the sheriff is waiting for you in her office down the corridor.
Okej.
That was Cynthia Weaver. I guess you can call her the town eccentric. She used to be the editor of the local newspaper, but she's focused on, other things these days.
She'd
No.
fit right in where I come from.
Bez kitu
As you
wariatka.
can see, she's a little obsessed with maintaining the light bulbs of the whole town, refuses to step on shadows, things like that. Back in her day, she wrote about all sorts of weird things in the paper. Bright Falls has a colorful history. Of course, what small town hasn't?
No właśnie. Mogę tu wejść? Coś mi zrobisz? Nie. Wszedłem sobie za ladę i nic nie zrobiła, nie? Kel Area.
The sheriff
Tele.
wants to see you in her office.
Dobra, zaraz tam pójdę. Czekaj, ja sobie tutaj przejrzę jeszcze. O, podnieś termos z kawą, kaweczkę. O, jest jeszcze strona maszynopisu. Bierę. Lis widzi cień.
Alice looked through the viewfinder, lining up the shot. Cauldron Lake was breathtaking. Something caught her eye. A figure standing in the shadows behind the cabin, like a thin woman in a black dress. She lowered the camera and looked again. No one there. Just a collection of bushes that looked vaguely human-shaped. She shook her head and laughed.
To ta baba z tym, w tym. Zbadaj.
Yeah, it's Mulligan here. I'm at Stucky's gas station with Thornton. There's no sign
Szukając
of
takiego.
or-
Zajebiście.
Wait. Yeah, this is Thornton. Look, we've located the parade float. It's here. That's some good news, right? Stucky was supposed to be driving it at the rehearsals today. Over.
Oh, give me that. Mulligan here. Looks like someone really thrashed the garage. Over.
Okay, roger that, guys. Keep looking for Stucky. Jane's out.
Ten warsztat rozwalony w ogóle. Coś tu się dzieje dziwnego.
Breaker is waiting for you down the
Idę,
corridor
no.
in her office.
Już przestań. Czekaj, tu byłem, tu nie byłem. No to zamknięte, okej. Czytaj. Zaginęli Richard Bauk, Bruce Dęski, Jacob Miller. Uczestnicy rajdu terenowego nie powrócili o czasie, brak kontaktu. Jeśli widziałeś ich i wiesz coś na ten temat, miejsce ich pobytu, dzwoni. 3 zaginął. Oj, kot jakiś zaginął. Oj. Kotek zaginął. Tu widzę jakieś są sprzęty. Tam ktoś cały czas trąbi, ja nie wiem.
Come in,
Dobry.
Mr. Wake. Your phone's on the desk. The battery was dead. It's charged now.
No dziękuję.
Have you started looking for my wife yet?
My men are already on it. Now, can you tell me what happened?
I'm not sure. I can't remember. We were arguing. I walked out of the cabin.
The cabin on Cauldron Lake?
Tak.
How did you end up at Stucky's gas station?
I wanted to tell her what had happened last night, but I couldn't. She'd lock me up. Excuse me. I need to take this.
Czy to ten Barry przyleciał?
Hello?
Alan,
Nie.
please help me.
Alice?
Stop talking to the law. You'll do exactly what I say if you ever want to see your wife.
Who is this?
Go to the back lot. There's a hole in the fence on the left. Look inside the junker. I left a little something there to convince you we're all on the same page here. After you ditch the cops, you're gonna meet me in Elderwood National Park. There's a spot called Lover's Peak. Midnight. Don't do nothing stupid, pal. We're watching you.
O kurde, to jest grubsza akcja, widzę. Mam nic nie mówić gliną. Jakąś chrypkę mam, przepraszam. Ja chcę powiedzieć.
I need some fresh air. Can I go out? In the back, maybe?
Of course, Mr. Wake. I understand. You can get there through the cells. Deputy Grant can show you the way.
Wiem, gdzie są cele.
I'm sorry. All of this, it's just a lot to take in.
Take your time, Mr. Wake. I understand. Can I ask you what the call was about, Mr. Wake?
It's
Nieważne.
personal.
Well, we are looking for your wife, and I'm going to need your cooperation if I'm going to help you.
I need a moment after I get some fresh air.
Okay, you can find me here. We'll talk when you feel up to it.
Ty, wypuściła mnie normalnie. O kurde. Co to trąbi? Zespół kombi.
Mr. Wake, can I help you with anything?
I need to get some air. The sheriff said I could go out back.
Of course, Mr. Wake. You can get there through the cell corridor. Just don't mind Walter in there. He's one of our regulars.
Walter?
I thought he quit drinking for good.
Jakiś pijaczek.
Oh, no such luck. He went on a bender and beat Danny pretty badly. He started shouting like that the moment he woke up.
Dobra.
You can get to the back lot through that door
No wiem.
and down the corridor, Mr. Wake.
Hey, mister! Hey, can you turn the light? The light's on! The deputies, they don't understand. They won't listen to me.
Ja mogę włączyć?
I need it to be
Mogę.
bright in here.
Masz.
Thank you, man, thank you. Hey, you're all right.
Ja jesteś w porządku.
You're a good guy. Don't let anybody tell you different. You know, I shouldn't even be in here. The cops, they got it all wrong. See? Sure.
Wcześniej był trzeźwy.
But I wasn't drunk. I mean, I wasn't drunk at the time. I only got drunk afterward. Okay, listen. You gotta listen carefully now. Here's the kicker. That wasn't Danny.
Łe.
No, sir. It only looked like him. You wanna know who it really was? I'll tell you who it really was. It was a goddamn space alien! I know it sounds like something a drunk would say, but believe me.
Czy on coś widział?
I wasn't drunk then.
Ciekawe. O, strona. Duch mroku w restauracji.
In spite of its human mask, to describe the dark presence as intelligent would have implied human qualities on something decidedly inhuman. Nonetheless, it found the one spot in the diner that was dark enough. Some light spilled into the corridor, ravaging it. But it took the pain. Horrible as it was, the writer would soon fix that. He would be coming to the one place.
Okej. Czy to ta sama restauracja, w której byłem?
The early morning light hurt my eyes and made my head ache. The man on the phone had said, go through the fence on the left.
Przez płot po lewej. Czyli tam gdzieś, dobra. Jakieś bryczki stoją. Mogę nasikać na koło? Termosik i radyjko.
Well, folks, it's been another long night, and it's about time for me to sign off for a while. God knows I need my beauty sleep. Just one more item before I go. It's been a busy night for the sheriff's department. We've had a few broken windows, even a report of shots fired on Main Street. Deputies Mulligan and Thornton had to deal with two intoxicated young men who were celebrating the completion of their Deer Fest float. Now, folks, we get this every year. I know it's exciting, the big day's almost here, but
I właśnie, bo ten Deerfest tu cały jest.
and leave the gunplay for the shooting competition, huh? There's no point in getting all worked up yet.
Okej.
The caller had told me to find a hole in the fence behind the police station. There was something for me in an abandoned car.
Ja tu mogę wejść? Nie mogę. Czekaj jeszcze. Tam jest ten wrak, dobra. Ja jeszcze sobie pójdę tutaj. Coś tu trąbiło w ogóle. Czy to ten wrak? Nie no, niemożliwe. Jak ja mam tam przejść? Jakaś dziura ma być. Jep, skopa. Wake na Lover's Peak.
The kidnapper fired his gun one last time, and the shadow vanished into the darkness it had come from. See? Nothing to it, Wake. The thought of Alice in his hands was revolting. We stood on the wooden platform of Lover's Peak, the waterfall and the mountain behind us, the lights of the radio mast blinking red in the heights above. I fought with the urge to take a swing, force myself to speak. Let's cut the...
Właśnie, kto jest tym kurde porywaczem całym? Co my mamy w tej furze?
Alice's driver's license had been placed on the front seat. The caller meant business.
Prawo jazdy Alice.
Barry?
Ow! Ow! Thank God! Where the hell have you been? I've been trying to reach you for a week, you and Alice. I've been worried sick. I flew out yesterday.
Ten już doleciał.
Bright Falls.
Barry, listen to me. I'm at the sheriff's station. Come and get me. I can't talk now.
Ow! What the hell is going on?
I had to get the sheriff to let me go. I needed to get to Elderwood National Park to meet Alice's kidnappers.
Dobra, idziemy przekonywać panią sheriff. Tam, co tam mogę to opuścić? Chyba tędy będę uciekał, coś mi się wydaje. Ale najpierw idę do pani sheriff. No, skacz. Jak tu się biegnie? Nie można. O, ten już leży. Śpi sobie.
Here is a light that reveals the world of his story from darkness, shapes it from nothingness. The way a sculptor carves a statue from a block of granite. If I stop, the world I'm making dies. Darkness will reclaim it. It's a long, hard journey into the dark. Alice's life is at stake, but I can't think about that, or I'll lose it. The dread lingers at the edge of perception. I'll push on. Anything is possible here. I'll write the story. I'll save her.
Okej, dziwne są te motywy z tym telewizorem.
Marvelous, Sarah. I just wanted to settle all the damage the Anderson brothers might have inadvertently caused on their recent and regrettable little outing. They are not accountable for their actions, of course. I can assure you that my staff has been reprimanded.
Tor and Odin never caused any trouble to anyone when they were still living at their farm.
Indeed. All we can do is to slow down the progress of their dementia.
Are you feeling any better, Mr. Wake?
Tak, tak, tak.
I'd like to leave. Am I free to go?
Well, we still need to talk about...
Am I under arrest?
No, of course not. But I need to know where you're
O,
staying
dobra,
so I can
przestań.
get in touch with you.
I'd avoid the motel. The Majestic is known for its roaches. The cabins at Elderwood are pretty nice, though.
That sounds perfect.
I'm Dr. Emil Hartman.
to
I'd
ten
like to
doktor.
invite you to stay at Cauldron Lake Lodge.
Did you talk to my wife?
I had the pleasure of discussing your situation with her on
No ty
several
kurde gościu.
Did you set something up with her?
I invited her here. My clinic is a place where...
Hey, take it easy.
No ale to nie jest dobry pomysł, bo on teraz nie wyjdzie.
Nobody move. Get your hands off of my client.
Who are you?
Jest i on.
Barry Wheeler. His agent?
Jaki typ.
If you have business with Mr. Wake, you talk to me. You yokels won't know what hit you once I sick my lawyers on your asses.
No harm done, Sarah. I'm all right. I don't want to press charges. Mr. Wake, my offer still stands.
Były, kurde, gościu wory.
Get me out of here.
What the hell was that about, Al? We don't need a replay of that thing with the paparazzi. I thought they were gonna lock you up.
Dobrze, że Barry przyszedł tutaj.
I had to talk to someone. I told Barry everything. He thought I was certifiable, but when he heard about the manuscript, I had him. The fact that I'd written something, even if I couldn't remember it, was enough for him. He smelled money. And he believed that Alice had been kidnapped. Anything beyond that was another story. I had a midnight appointment with the kidnapper in a place called Lover's Peak, somewhere in Elderwood National Park. The plan was to rent a cabin.
I don't like it, Al. I don't like any of it. It's not good. In fact, it's the absolute opposite of good.
Mr. Wake!
O Jezu, ta jeszcze.
Hi, Rose.
Oh, wow. I was just thinking about you, too.
Great.
I was just bringing Rusty some coffee. He's on the balcony, looking after Max. Poor thing. I really need to go. Great to see you again, Mr. Wake.
Papa.
Later!
Ten Barry jaki gość jest.
Who's Max?
Właśnie, kto to jest Max?
What an airhead.
Jeez, Mr. Takes a swing at everybody. This is not her fault. She's a very nice
No, fanka to na pewno.
and, more importantly, a fan.
To jaki ten w ogóle wynaje jej tutaj? Tu nie mogę. I nie mogę. O, mamut? Czytaj. Szkielet mamuta kolumbijskiego. Należący do gatunku wymarłego około 14 000 lat temu. Zębaty Charlie. Jest oficjalną maskotką parku. Spoko. Tu są jakieś rzeczy. Tu są jejenie.
What you were saying in the car?
Jaigatoi.
What, you shot a guy and his body just
No,
disappeared?
no, tak było.
When was the last time you
Nie
slept?
kłamie.
Are you high? Have you been drinking?
No! Look, Barry, I'm missing a week, and someone's got Alice.
Do you
and everything's
understand
just...
what it sounds like when you say stuff like that? Don't get me wrong, it's a good story, could be a bestseller. But when you start confusing fiction with reality, you're buying yourself a ticket to the funny farm.
Wait here.
No, tak trochę to wygląda. Panie Barry. Ej, mogę tu wyjść.
Easy there, boy. I'm almost done.
Co ty tu robisz?
Rusty, right? You rent cabins.
Oh, Mr. Wake. I'd shake your hand, but mine are kind of full here. Actually, I'm sorry about this. Would you mind grabbing the registration form from the desk? It's just across from Bucktooth Charlie.
Okay, sure.
Jakiś myśliwy?
Crazy poachers. Max here got his foot caught in a
Huh.
trap. They're illegal to use here. Hell, you're not supposed to hunt within the park at all. But that doesn't stop some lowlifes.
Widzę, że wszyscy mają wyjebane na wszystkich.
Max is gonna be okay. He got lucky.
Tamci się strzelają, ten tu
Max is
polują.
still groggy from the shot I gave him, and I'd rather not leave him alone just yet. The form's on the desk
No dobra, idę,
across
idę.
from the mammoth skeleton.
Seriously, Al, you can't just go and meet a kidnapper. Those situations always end up in disaster.
Człowieku, ja mam latarkę.
Gotta talk to the cops.
She's my wife, and it's my call. Can we talk about this later?
No, this whole thing. Listen, you hit.
Idziesz ze mną, Barry, chyba. Coś mi się tak wydaje.
Al, come on. You gotta understand how crazy all this sounds. If you're trying to pull a joke on me, freak me out, it's working. Ha, let's have a laugh on Barry. Well, you had me going there real funny, Al. You can quit it now.
Sam żeś tu przyleciał, typie. Czekaj, bo tu widzę termos z kawą. Jest tu coś jeszcze? Nie ma. Tam nie mogę wyjść. Dobra, gdzie jest ten formularz? Podpisz formularz. Mhm. Oddaj formularz Rustiemu. Ten raz ci się spoko wydaje. Opiekuje się pieskiem.
I think
Masz.
this is the form you wanted.
And here are the keys. Okay, you're all set, Mr. Wake. Glad to have you staying here.
A dziękuję.
Thanks. Can you tell me how to get to Lover's Peak?
Oh, sure. It's at the end of the nature trail. Just follow the paths, you'll
Oh.
get to it eventually. It's an easy walk. Nice spot, too.
No dobra.
If you have any trouble finding it, just keep your eyes on the radio mast. It's right below that. Oh, and hey, if you take a walk in the woods, watch your steps so you don't end up like Max.
Kurde, trzeba uważać na
I guess I'm a
pułapki.
little worried. We got a bunch of campers out there we haven't heard from. It's not like these people are on a schedule, but with the traps, well, you know. I just don't want any trouble.
Right.
Coś mi się
Thanks.
wydaje, że spotkam tych turystów po drodze. Leżących gdzieś, kurde.
Look, Al, you're asking me to believe that you shot a dude who went poof
No to już
into
mówiłeś.
thin air, a guy who was bulletproof until you pointed a flashlight at
Mm,
him.
tak było.
You hear
Nie
that
kłamie.
from people who end up spending time in padded rooms, strapped to their beds, wearing white shirts with too long tangled up sleeves, and eating a healthy diet of pills. Al, you make cruel jokes about people who believe that kind of stuff. You're the skeptic. You gave me an hour-long lecture on homeopathy last month. What was it? If there's no proof, it's pure bullshit. Period.
Guess the laugh's on me then.
Al, come on! I mean, okay. Okay, maybe something weird happened to you, okay?
Well, thanks for the heartfelt vote of confidence.
All I'm saying is you gotta throw me a bone here, bestseller. What would you think if it was me? There's no way you should be going out at midnight with a gun.
No one asked you to come here, Barry. Either work with me on
Właśnie.
this or go straight back to New York. Your choice.
No, hajs wyczuł i musiał przylecieć, nie? Dobra, zdobądź klucze i idź do samochodu. Ja to nie tu chyba. Ale to nie do mnie tak. Skąd mam te klucze wziąć? Aha, teraz muszę do pokoju wejść najpierw pewnie. A gdzie jest ten pokój?
That's just crazy talk, Al. Al. Al? We
No
should go to
co?
the sheriff or call the FBI.
Damn it, Barry, they'll kill her! This is not a goddamn debate, Barry. I'm going to Lover's Peak. He said to come alone.
Okay, okay then. I understand. But you're my best friend, and I'm worried that you're not right in the head. Tell me what to do to help, and I'll do it.
You stay here, and if I'm not back by morning, call the cavalry.
Kawalerię. Co on taki, kurde, kichający? Na zdrowie.
Just be careful with the natives, Al. These yokels are dangerous. Everybody hates a tourist, or it'll be deliverance all over again.
Bless you.
Oh, this place is trying to kill me. I'll bet there's mold in here, spores, poison ivy, God knows what. This is so not worth a 15% commission.
Dobra, spoko. Zarobisz. Jak napiszę tą książkę.
You wanna
Gość.
know where you can shove that flashlight?
No gdzie? Mam cię zastrzelić? Ty się nie zmienisz? Co on tak kicha? Tak się kicha na kielicha. Dobra, przez okno mogę skoczyć? Nie.
Stop it, Al!
Dobra,
Stop
już.
it!
Czy jest tutaj coś ciekawego, co się może mi przydać? Chyba nie ma.
Real funny, Al. Real funny. Thank
Nie no,
you.
masz.
I'll just sit here in the dark till you come back.
Masz światło.
Or until I get eaten by a grue.
O, bateryjki. To mi potrzebne. I termosik. Też mi potrzebny. Ty coś tam widziałem chyba. Albo mi się zdawało. No dobra, ja mam tam iść sam bez kitu. I to jeszcze po ciemku. Ciekawe, czy się będę teraz bił z tymi potworkami. Czekaj, bo... A mogę biegać, dobra. To jest kolejny termos, w ogóle ty... O. Ja chcę tam. Kurde, nie ma wody. Trochę lipa. Czemu te krzesła leżą do góry kołami? Jezu, pies mi chrapie, no. Wiczerek. Masz. Masz Witcher. Trzymaj. Nie wiem, jak zwykle musi chrapać akurat teraz, nie? Na streamie nie chrapał. Nie no, trochę chrapał, ale teraz... Musi jeszcze bardziej. Dobra, jest jakaś studnia. Mam nadzieję, że nie wyjdzie ta dziewczynka taka z tymi czarnymi włosami. Mokra taka. The Ring to było? Jak się nazywał ten film? Nie, no The Ring, no.
I'll wait here, Al. I'll hold down the fort. I'll be with you in spirit every step of the way, Al.
Dobra, dobra, czekaj sobie tam. A ja sobie pójdę sam. No bo co pan zrobisz? Nic pan nie zrobisz. Osiągnięto punkt zapisu. Kolejna strona. Barry podejrzewa, że Wake oszalał.
Barry had never gotten along with Alice, but he knew Alan loved her with an almost frightening intensity. And now something had happened to Alice. And here was Al armed with a gun and saying things people got put in padded cells for. It was as if his friend had experienced a massive psychotic episode.
No bał się, no bo jak Alan by ześwirował, to by nie było pieniędzy, nie? To by było wtedy niemiło troszeczkę. Tego się trochę martwi. Dobra, czy ja już mam jechać?
I knew I should have gone to the cops. This wasn't the smartest thing I'd ever done, but I was still angry with Barry for trying to talk me out of it.
Mam iść na piechotę?
These people had called me right in the sheriff's station. The cops wouldn't scare them, and they had Alice. Barry had the keys to the car he rented. Wasn't a long walk to the visitor center, and it wouldn't be any use to me in the forest.
A, czyli oni tu przyjechali tym samochodem, dobra. No to idziemy w takim razie z buta. Z buta będzie szybciej. Na pewno. Jakaś kolejna chatka. Jezu, no Witcher. Witcherek. Dawaj. Ej. Co za jakiś pies, no. Wow. Co to, nietopery były? Nie wystraszyły mnie jakoś tam zbytnio. Co to za chata jest? Jakaś czapa leży. Coś jest? Da się tutaj w ogóle wejść? Da się, ty. Przełącz światło. Tylko to tutaj jest? Ej, szafę mogę otworzyć. Ammunition! Ja nie mam rewolweru chyba. Jeszcze. A nie, mam, dobra. Super.
Welcome back to the show, folks. As promised, our very own Dr. Nelson has just parked his rear end in the studio. Doc, what's your Deerfest plan like?
My plan? You make it sound a lot more organized than I ever seem to manage. No plan, really. Just taking the atmosphere. I'm getting a little too rickety to do much more than that, you know.
Oh, tell me about it. No sack race for us old
Wyścigi w workach. Zawsze w kreskówkach było takie rzeczy, nie? Wyścigi w workach.
And I'll be one of the pie contest judges, too.
Well, that takes a different kind of constitution.
Oh, yeah, it's my kind of exercise.
Now, Doc, seriously, you're in pretty good shape, though. You're the outdoors type. I know for a fact you're an avid fisherman.
That's right. Matter of fact, just caught a heck of a large
Koń obstrąga.
early this morning.
But you're not taking part in the fishing contest?
No, not this year. See, Pat, I'm just not that competitive anymore. Now I just like to take my time and enjoy the peace of
No, jakieś podejście dobre, w miarę.
what I'm catching, you know?
Considering your track record, the participants are probably pretty happy you feel that way.
Widzieliście to?
Well,
To mnie przestraszyło, kurde, teraz.
say.
Ja pierdzielę. Tu ktoś przeszedł. Gdzie jesteś, typie? Ty, no tu gość przechodził. Łe, ale się obstrałem. No, teraz się obstrałem naprawdę. Tak se słucham tego radyjka. A tu gość za oknem, kurwa, przechodzi, nie? Czyli ktoś mnie tu cały czas obserwuje. Ty, ta gra jest dobra, klimatyczna jest w chuj. Dobra, ale jest 30 minut, chyba będę kończył. O! No, jeszcze się opona rusza, nie? Fajnie. Tu można spaść. Dobra, poszukam zapisu, jak będzie zapis, to po prostu skończymy. Ja tylko potrąciłem oponę. Jeszcze raz, jak to zrobię, to... No, teraz się nic nie stało. Akurat. Gdzie jest ten typ, co się kręcił? Jaka miejscowa w ogóle, i ja pierdzielę. No, klimat jest niesamowity. Im głębiej w las. Taczka. Ty, wezmę taczkę i zjadę sobie z góry. Tu w ogóle stoi jakiś kemping. Można tam wejść? Nie, drzwi ma z tej strony, dobra. Kolejna chatka. Kopnij. Drzwi się rozpadły. No to już jest opuszczona chatka. Ciemno tu trochę. Jest tu coś? Nie ma? Tu zaraz znowu ktoś będzie szedł, jak nic. Włącz ten telewizor. Oczywiście działa, nie?
Crime and punishment. The cancer and cure of civilization. But some crimes are impossible to punish. Especially
Jeszcze ta nuta.
Springs. Tonight's episode. The man in the mirror.
Człowiek w lustrze.
He's inside, Agent. He's a weird one.
So, you're confessing to killing that guy, huh? Why?
Had it coming?
Ja tu czuję zaraz, że tu przyjdzie chyba.
I mean, you're a nice guy. Normal. Took your kid to a soccer game. So how come at the game, you pick a guy and, quoting from the arresting officer's report here, assault the victim's head area repeatedly with the weapon of choice being a pair of bare fists? Wow, that sentence really flows, huh? Maybe you're not the literary type. Okay, so you mess him up. But why? Who was that guy? We couldn't ID him. Why would a guy like you do him like that?
I didn't like his face?
Well, you must have hated it, because you really went to town there. I mean, there's no way to tell what he looked like. No ID on him either.
That must be difficult.
But then we ran the fingerprints. Got a match. Your prints. Identical.
Huh, how about that?
Your son said you were wearing a white shirt when you took him to the game. But the white shirt is on the dead guy.
It's plenty red now.
You won't get away with this.
Do you really think that's in any way relevant to me? I had plenty of time to talk to my boy before the cops arrived, you know? He won't stop screaming. Am I right? You think he's ever gonna be okay? I left my mark. Believe me.
You bastard.
What? You gonna shoot me? What's the point? I'm going to prison. You got me.
I don't understand
Nie za te dźwięki.
And you never will. Don't worry. Maybe you'll see me again, Agent. Maybe in the mirror.
Spoko są te tutaj w tych telewizorach te wiadomości, te w radiu. Wszystko taki klimat buduje. Mocny klimat, naprawdę. Ta gra ma mocny klimat. Nie wiem dlaczego, ale ma mocny w chuj. To jest stara gra. Aż dziwne. Łódka telefoniczna. Tu mogę w ogóle iść. Tu jest coś w tym samochodzie. Strona. Punkt zapisu. Dobra. To widzimy się w kolejnym odcinku. Przeczytamy sobie tą stronę z maszyny. I idziemy dalej tam w głąb. Nie no, naprawdę, klimat jest zarąbisty. Zostaw lajeczka, komentarzyk jakiś, czy ci się podoba. Czy grałeś w Alana? To już pytałem w sumie, na którymś. Ale gra jest naprawdę kozacka. Do następnego. Siema!